Today I'm going to be doing another Nightmare Before Christmas nail design, but this time is going to be centered around Sally. So I'm going to be using some products from Analogy, so I will have my coupon code, their website, and everything I'm using in the description box below. So this first nail is going to be inspired by her stitches, of course, and then for the thumb I wanted to do the exact same scenery image that I did for the Jack Skellington theme design that I did a couple of weeks ago. Once I did that design, I figured that I kind of needed to do one that was inspired by Sally. Sally is actually my favorite character in this movie, so I was even more like compelled to do this. So I love this image. This is actually one of my favorite images out of all the stamping plates that I own, to be honest. So I will be honest that when I did this design, I actually had like very few ideas of what I wanted to do to make this design scream Sally from the movie. Just because I feel like in this movie, Jack is more prominent. And so I wanted to do the same scenery image because she does, like, you know, sit behind a tombstone looking at Jack in the beginning of it. And she also, like, collects some, like, her herbs from, like, the cemetery as well. I also wanted to incorporate Zero because he does help her in the movie. And one thing I will say, though, is I really wish that I could find a stamping plate that had an image of just Sally's dress that you could just like reverse stamped, but it would have like all the details to her dress. I think that would be really, really cool. And I, of course, had to do one nail inspired by a jar of some sort of herb or potion because she's always trying to get the professor to fall asleep so she can do whatever she wants to do. So I let this dry for just a few minutes, and then I'm going to go ahead and apply the same blue polish that I'm using for the base of Sally's fabric, I guess you could call. That was where I put the stitches. And then I'm going to go ahead and stamp on the scenery image, and then I'm going to stamp on this jar image. I let it dry for a few minutes before doing that. And then for this final nail here, I'm going to be doing Sally's dress. And Sally's dress is one of those designs that can be tricky because in the movie you almost can't tell the colors of her dress because it's more of like a charcoal gray, but when you look at pictures of her dress on Google, you see all the colors of the dress. So I was trying to get the colors as close as I possibly could. And then I'm going to go ahead and add some details to her dress. Now, you could go much more detailed than I chose to do. I just chose to do a few minor things. But like I said, if you wanted to get, you know, really detailed, feel free. Like I said, I will have everything in the description box below, and these detail brushes I am using are actually from Analogy. So, of course, I'll have my coupon code and their website below as well. So the final step of this design is to go ahead and apply a layer of smudge-free top coat, also from Analogy. You, of course, don't want to take any chances of smudging all your hard work because that would be such a bummer. And like I said, everything will be linked below, and that is all I did for this somewhat easy and simple Sally Nightmare Before Christmas design.